Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the New Boston, and in this tutorial we're going to be taking a look at logical operators. Now basically what logical operators are is, let's say you're using an if statement. So you want to do if this number is equal to a certain value or this number is equal to a different value, then go ahead and do whatever's in the if statement. Now the or in that would be considered a logical operator. You can also use the and operator. So let's say if this number is less than a certain value and another number is less than a certain value, then go ahead and do whatever's in that code. So let's go ahead and make a little demo program for this. It's going to be similar to the login ones that I've done before. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and declare our username and password. So dim username as string, and we'll set it equal to nothing. And now we're going to make our password, so dim password as a string, and we're going to set that equal to nothing too, so just in case they don't type anything. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to prompt our user to enter in their username. Console.writeLine, what is your name? And now what we want to do is we want to store their name, of course. So username equals console.readLine. Now we're just going to ask them for their password. So we'll do console.writeLine, what is your password? And we'll do password equals console.getLine, or .readLine, sorry. Okay, so now that we've prompted the user to enter their name and password, and we've stored both their name and the password in variables, we want to test those to see if we're going to let the user in. So we're going to start off by creating an if statement. You're going to type if username equals Sam, then go ahead and do this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add an OR operator to this. Now to add an OR operator, you're going to go ahead and just type the keyword OR, capital O, lowercase r. So if username equals Sam or username equals Tim, not time, Tim, then go ahead and do this. So let's just go ahead and print that out so we can see what happens. So console.writeLine, hello, and then we'll just add their username. And then we'll go ahead and console.readLine so we have time to read the line before it closes. Okay, it'll say what is your name, and if I type in Sam, it'll say what is your password. I can type in whatever I want here. It'll say hello Sam. Now if I had typed Tim, it'll say hello Tim, but if I type anything else, then nothing will show up. So now what we want to do is we want to test to see if their username is correct or their password name. If their username is correct and their password is correct. So to do this, let's just go ahead and close this in parentheses. So this is going to be its own separate part of the if statement. Now this may be a little confusing to you, but if you just go ahead and practice this after this, you'll understand it. So if username equals Sam or username equals Tim, and then the AND operator is just capital A N D, and you will see that it highlights blue. Now this is very simple. In other languages, you got some symbols for the AND and OR operator, like the OR operator in C++, for example, would be that right there. But in Visual Basic, since it's such a high-level language, it's very close to English. It's very easy to write code and to learn fast. So if username equals Sam or username equals Tim and password equals the New Boston, then we're going to go ahead and tell them that they have access by just saying hello and their username. So basically what this does is, if anything in here is true, so if this part is true and password equals the New Boston is true, so if username equals Sam is true or username equals Tim is true, then this whole part right here is going to be equal to true, and then and password equals the New Boston. So this whole part has to equal true, and password equals the New Boston has to equal true. Now this might be a little confusing to you, but just try to figure it out the best you can. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. So if these two conditions are true, then go ahead and let them in. And now let's go ahead and type an else, and we'll say console.writeLine access not granted. So if we run this program, type what is your name, I'll just say Sam, and then I'll type the New Boston. It'll say hello Sam. Now let's go ahead and run this again, and you can see that it'll work with Tim too. So name is Tim, password is the New Boston, and it'll say hello Tim, we've been granted access. But if anything is not true, so let's say we don't type either Sam or Tim, so we type Joe, and then we type the password, the New Boston. Even though the password is correct, it's going to say access not granted, because the name has to be correct. It has to be either Sam or Joe, and the password has to be equal to the New Boston. So go ahead and practice and make some programs yourself with some logical operators, and once you've got logical operators nailed down, go ahead and move on to the next tutorials, and thanks for watching.